I
Yeah.
watch every donkey video so I can finally have opinions.
Speaking of super mega,
Good segue.
we all read the. I'm recording now, by the way.
Mm.
We read the book, right? Everyone here read the book, I
I
assume.
listened to it.
Finished it. Listened
Yeah,
to
I
it.
listened
That's
to
close
it
enough.
a long time ago.
Um, I guess so. We can just kind of like get into like initial thoughts. Well, what were you guys expecting going into this
Um,
little tale?
I was expecting exactly what it was. I didn't have high hopes. Um, I mean, and I think really what kind of like laid an impression on me is I heard the podcast episode where Matt's dad called him to talk about the book. So like already I kind of had the foundation of, oh, it's going to be super sexual.
What
That's
about?
about that's about where I was. I listened to the bits on the podcast about it. I listened to a bit on the chapter like preview on the channel, and I
Yeah.
was like, I know what I'm expecting. I didn't expect it to be very good. I'll hold if I think it's good for a little bit, but it was simultaneously exactly what I'm
Uh,
expecting, a little bit better and
Yeah.
a little bit worse
I won't
at the same
share
time.
my thoughts too much since I was in the other one. I will share some stuff that Christy sent me. Like, let's see. I paid money to read more than one paragraph about a dude making some brown and, in parentheses, and a little bit of white.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Followed by, you'll be hearing from my lawyers soon. Why do they shower so much? I'm trying to read this in the break room, man.
Why do they shower so much?
Directly into the
The-
eyeballs. And then she sent me, he placed his twig and berries on his friend's shoulders. And then I responded with David Jones. And she asked me why I remembered that. Who couldn't?
Or Big Richard, Little Richard.
Big Richard, Little Richard, Michael Richards.
I will say some of the bits got really stale really fast.
Which ones were those
I
for you? Because I know Kaden had some. And
uh
Christy had some as well.
shower scenes got old after the first one because it's all the same joke
Yeah.
over and over.
Okay.
Over and over. These guys are naked, they're best friends, but it's not sexual, but they're doing sexual things. Ooh, they're super funny. That got really old. The only one I thought was kind of funny was when Captain Davy Jones was involved.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, they were all the same, and there were so many.
Yeah.
How many times did they shower?
It's
'Cause
gotta
think
be
it's
like
like
5
7.
or 6. Oh.
Jesus Christ.
I'm pretty sure the number's like actually like 6 or 7
Oh man,
because Matt's dad talks about it.
The one when they're in France, that one got me to giggle a little bit because of the 3-in-1 shampoo being written in French.
Yeah, but that's not the act of showering that's
No.
funny. It's
It's the little.
Yeah, no. See, I thought it was kind of funny that they kept coming back to like that. I feel like a lot of the humor in there was beating a joke to death.
Yeah.
yeah over and
Oh yeah.
over.
They're good
In
at
parentheses,
But it felt intentional, and that's what I liked. Is it felt like they were intentionally beating a joke to death.
yeah. Sometimes it worked. Sometimes it was really like in parentheses 2008 action thriller
Yeah.
taking
That
of
one-
Pelham 1 2 3. That
Yeah.
one started pretty strong, and I ended up like this is really lame.
That one didn't really hit for me because I don't even have like context for what that movie is.
I think it's completely random. I think they
That's-
just picked something
Yeah.
because it's not a good movie, and they've never mentioned it before on the
No,
podcast.
I feel like it would have been better if they had done like Steven Seagal.
Yeah,
Something
or like a
like
movie
that.
that they could easily make fun of and like see as ironic, but it's just a middle of the road like 2008 action thriller. Like it's literally just that. It's
Which,
not.
in one hand, is kind of funny, but then once I've read it for the third time, I'm like, all right.
And then the 5th and the 6th and
Yeah.
the 7th and like listening to it was pretty annoying too because it takes you out of the story. Like the parentheses as a whole kind of also annoyed me because like you can do it to an extent, but then like every other sentence was like open parentheses joke close parentheses. Like put the joke in the sentence. I don't have to be like, oh, this is your thought in here, but I guess that was the point.
I kind of liked it. I mean, just because it also to me felt in the same lieu of them beating a joke to death. But it also kind of felt like it was like it could be a stupid fucking joke, and then they would put the parentheses.
I like when
You
they
know,
explain their jokes.
Yeah,
that
that was
That
that was
was
funny.
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 That was funny with the parentheses. But I definitely think it got old too. But also, there was a lot of instances where it felt like they definitely didn't know what they were doing in
Yeah.
terms of writing. But hey, I mean, I
They wrote a whole
for
book, so
yeah, they wrote a whole book. I can't say I've ever written a whole book.
Yeah.
Uh, you know, I'm personally I'm looking. I hope it's a trilogy. I really they're gonna be
I don't
shit,
see why it wouldn't be.
yeah.
and I'm gonna read every single one of them.
I know this
Another
is book
thing
one.
that I hope they dial down on in the next one, that's funny to say, is the jokes where the punchline is just racism. Like, I didn't think
Yeah,
that was funny at all. The whole
yeah,
bit in Russia didn't stick with me at all. I was like, this is just egregious and annoying. Uh, a lot of the stuff where they were just like, "Oh, these people suck because they are this nationality sucks." The French one was okay because it wasn't making fun of just the French. It was making fun of the entire country and saying acknowledging like, "Oh yeah, we didn't really do anything." And they're like, "That's it." But like some of the stuff was really just like, "Ooh, yeah,
yeah. Like the Japanese one, the
Yeah.
Italian one.
yeah." The whole Russian thing.
Yeah, and I like part of it. I can get it because they wrote their characters to be assholes, but at the same time, yeah, I was just like,
But it's not the
why?
characters saying that the other countries suck. It's
True, true,
them.
true. It is the author. Yeah,
Because I think the funniest parts of the book were like the beginning and the end when they were just super rich, obviously
yeah.
fictional, like mega YouTubers. Like that was really funny. Like the very beginning of the book where they're like super arrogant, rich and
Mhm.
annoying, like spitting on the valet's shoes
Yeah.
and him saying thank you. That was funny. But
Yeah, I was just about to bring that up.
then they get into other stuff that's just like the bit's kind of like
Stealing
I
that
thought
old
the
woman's
Michael Richards
insulin.
thing was also pretty mid because Michael Richards is an asshole and he doesn't have to be brought up to any kind of glorification, even though they're making fun of him. He's still he.
Yeah, no, I can agree with that. I thought Davy Jones, David Jones was a big hit.
That was a pretty good bit.
Yeah.
That whole chapter was pretty good.
The explanation on why Michael Richards, uh,
Yeah,
it was like the government
that was
tested
kind
him.
of funny.
That was kind of funny until he came back at the end, and I was like,
Yeah,
are we really
Yeah.
reusing him again? I love the choice of narrator. I think it
yeah.
actually made it funnier.
The audiobook was definitely the best experience.
Yes. Saying that, I bought the physical copy
I
and I
did too.
looked through some of the artwork, and the
I did
artwork
too.
is really fucking good.
The artwork is cool.
Um,
I thought I thought the climax was kind of eh. Like what happened was exactly what you'd expect to happen. Like they win, they shoot Osama, and then
They quote Pulp
Bazookas.
Fiction.
yeah, yeah. But some of the build-up was more exciting than the final chapter,
Yeah. It all just kind of like they didn't exactly know how to end it.
and it all just randomly came back. Like I would have rather them save some of the antagonists for like the next part rather than have all of them randomly show up.
Yeah. Like they could have made all of these enemies, and then the next couple of books could have been
Are
them.
them dealing with it?
Yeah.
Because
Everyone
Yakuza Williams
is
is a pretty funny character.
Yeah, I just like Yakuza Williams because that's a stupid fucking name.
Yeah.
Every time I read it, I was like, that was pretty
And
good.
it's not a racially charged joke either. It's just a dude
yeah.
named Yakuza
Yakuza
Williams.
Williams.
Like the Italian stuff, I don't even remember the mob boss's name, but it was like clearly like
Most. So it was. Mm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Italian
It
guns
was
bit was
almost
pretty funny.
Yeah, but then
Yeah.
it was like, I don't know.
Yeah, it didn't feel like it didn't feel like lighthearted playing around. It kind of felt like, oh
Yeah,
wow,
some of them were really
yeah,
like charged, and I was like,
like
ooh.
damn, you dropped a slur, bud.
And
Oh yeah, they did, didn't they? Yep.
um, I, yeah,
but it
I,
did make me laugh.
I
So
I chuckled quite a bit.
yeah, it was very entertaining. I don't think it was very good, but I
No.
think
yeah,
that's the point.
yes, I agree. It felt like intentionally trying to be bad, but at the same time, it kind of worked.
Well, I mean,
Um,
they've said their writing style was they're locked in like the podcast room and they take turns writing paragraphs or chapters and then pass it off and say,
mm.
and then,
Oh
and
my
then,
god,
and that's why there's no like
sorry,
structure.
that reminded me of how they ended every single chapter.
Oh,
And then their
that one
dreams.
annoyed Caden.
That
It
annoyed
it got pretty grating towards like the middle when there was nothing going on, and I was like, this is a stretch. This is a real stretch. But by the end, I was kind of looking
There's
forward to it.
there's one of
yeah.
them I think it repeats twice.
There is, I think
Uh,
it's like the same thing.
Yeah.
I thought it was funny only because I also wanted a resolution to that. Like every time I'd be really invested in a chapter, and then I hear Gino
Yeah.
Samuel, and then their dreams were about to be nightmares. And I really looked forward to the end whenever the resolution happened of
They're nightmares.
also yeah. Also, what a fucking stupid plot point it was that they went to France and went inside a chest, and that was where he was hiding.
Yeah, that was really stupid.
There's
was,
literally no point to it at all.
Yeah. Would you recommend this book?
No.
No,
Yeah, no, I'm right there with you. It's a
not at
book.
all.
What I said
I would,
in the last video is that the people that I would recommend it to have already read it.
yes,
Yeah,
yes.
I would recommend it to people that I know would enjoy it. To anyone else, no.
No, no, no.
I think if I would have went in with any other expectations, I wouldn't have liked it.
If I didn't have any like connection to Super Mega at all, I would have turned it off.
Yeah,
I would have been like, this is fucking drivel.
this is triple. This is super racial.
This is awful.
But I think even if I would have went in with the, if I wouldn't have gone in with the information knowing
What it is.
that it was super sexual, I think I mean, like, to me, I would have been very, I would have been, I don't know, it was very off-putting. It was very, I would have been like,
Yeah.
okay, 2 shower scenes is okay, but like 6, twig and berries.
Yeah. Twig and berries. I also think they tried to make like fictional versions of themselves, but then they were really just real versions of themselves. Like they didn't really do anything.
Yeah.
And like kind of the thing at the beginning of the book when they're like hyper fictionalized like mega asshole versions of themselves, or even like a little more heroic versions of themselves, for lack of a better word, like they could play into the bit of them being like epic
Yeah.
as the heroes of the story a little harder, because they didn't really do anything at any point in the book. Most
No.
of it was them
They
running
kind of
away,
just
and I was like,
existed the whole time.
I was
Even
like,
up
y'all
until the
can
end.
y'all can fight back, and I think it would be funny and not that much of a stretch. Like you can do some ridiculous like
Looney Tunes.
Ryan makes a fart sound and distracts Yakuza Williams while Matt punches him weakly in the face. Like that's a pretty funny bit, and like they could really stick to stuff like that. But they're like, nope, we're running away and doing nothing.
See, I can agree with that. I think it'd be really interesting to see them have like a better dynamic in terms of like you said, how they would fight bosses or how they would work together, and then they could even play with that in later books about like what happens when they get split up.
Yeah, and like what they're really doing, because like
Yeah.
Ryan said, they're literally just existing through the whole
Yeah.
book.
I also kind of wanted to turn into like, I don't know, I wanted more of them being like these YouTuber gods. You know, like I wanted them to have like interns that they just toss at
Yeah,
problems, or
Yeah.
or
an
or
army of interns.
running into whenever they drove into a building with the car and just fucking left. You
Yeah,
know, like I wanted more of that. I wanted more of them just causing property damage or just blatantly like disrespecting fans.
It also
'Cause
kind of just started at 100 and then kind of coasted from there.
yeah, I can
yeah.
agree with that.
The middle was a hard coast.
Yeah.
The beginning and the end was pretty funny. The middle kind of fell off for a little bit, like in between the locations.
Mhm.
Like getting to Japan and leaving Japan was I don't even remember.
No, yeah, I was about to say that. I can't even remember what motivated them to all of them. I remember, I think, like, they took,
Nothing, literally nothing.
you know,
It's just they end up there. Uh, all the Russia bit was bad except for them leaving, where they had too much weight on the plane, and to empty the weight, they dropped all the missiles that were in the back.
yeah, that was kind of funny.
But everything else there was like, ooh,
Yeah, whenever they were, the part about, like, blocking the guy out in the snow, I was
yeah.
like, this doesn't even feel, like,
It doesn't
funny.
feel like them. It just feels
Yeah,
mean. Like,
yeah,
because like they can be assholes like at the beginning, like spitting on the valet's shoes or like scuffing the valet's shoes when they're leaving too. And like that's just them being an asshole, but like that's so outrageous. It's funny. But
mhm,
them literally wasting a village's like rations and murdering someone,
yeah,
that's a little like
Well, he
yeah.
didn't know the password, so
yeah, I guess so. That's the difference.
he wasn't a Sigma.
Uh General Jeffrey Dunham was a pretty funny bit. I did enjoy that. Uh
Oh,
I also liked
it just clicked. It was Jeff Dunham.
yeah.
Yeah.
Uh it's a lot funnier now thinking about every time Jeff Dunham calls them and Ryan hangs up like what a
Yeah.
clingy bitch. That was funny. Uh I also liked that the creator of Family Guy was on the plane
Yeah.
and was watching Family
Yeah.
Guy when the plane crashed and then
And he starts
and he
doing the voices while he's dying.
yeah. Yeah. That was pretty funny. Like some bits stood out, but like whole sections of the book don't stand out to me.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
And I listened to it pretty recently, like maybe a month ago. I'm glad I listened to it, but
Yeah, I don't know if I would have.
I don't know if I'll reread it.
Yeah,
I
no,
will
exactly.
not.
I definitely would not reread. I mean, I would flip through it to look at like all the artwork, because I
Yeah.
think me and you had this conversation, Ryan, how we loved the pulp style.
Mm-hmm.
I loved that. I loved that all of the like artwork inside kind of had that almost as well. Um, but that's the only reason. That or maybe to find certain bits,
Yeah. I like having the book.
Yeah.
like whenever David Jones shot himself into the whale's. Did he shot himself into the whale's dick, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. With
Yeah.
dynamite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Underwater.
Well, he was
Underwater.
naked and greased
While he
up.
was naked. Yeah.
Yeah.
With
'Cause
Axe 3-in-1 shampoo, body wash, and conditioner.
It was also pretty funny, like sometimes their actions like actually played a part in the story, like when they were firing off missiles for fun in the
Exactly.
submarine, and then they were like, "Oh, we don't have any missiles left." That was pretty funny.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly. I like that. I want more of their actions have consequences, but they don't have to deal with that. Other people
Yeah.
often have to jump in
Yeah.
and deal with it for them. Like even at the end, whenever they freed all the Marines,
The troops, as it were.
I didn't want the Super Mega Boys to intervene. I wanted the Marines to do all the work and the Super Mega Boys to be like, we saved
Take the
day.
credit, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You know, I want
But
I
they
want
did
more of
quote
that.
Pulp Fiction.
They
This
did.
is true. That was kind of epic. You know, actually, it would have been better if they would have mentioned it earlier in the book. But yeah, overall, what would y'all rate the book?
Eh, It's pretty funny.
Uh,
That's my rating.
objective score, like
Yeah.
1 through 10. Objective score probably like a 5.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
Entertainment value is probably closer to an 8.
Yeah, I agree.
I'll agree with that as well.
I think you made a great point that it's entertaining. It is not a good read though.
Yeah. It's pretty hard to read at points.
Yes. I definitely am looking forward to the future ones. I just hope they get better.
Because I think they can take more of like their sense of humor and stick with it and not just make it like them being racist or them
Yeah.
being like super assholes or just them being mean. Like you can be like fictionally cocky and arrogant like you are to each other on the podcast and still translate it to the book without being like this country sucks and everything that comes out of this country sucks and they don't do anything of value at all. Open
Or at
parentheses,
least, like,
nothing, close parentheses.
double down on the fact that it's a character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or have the character say it and not the narration.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the next one has a little more promise to it because I think they're stopping an asteroid, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna be at space.
I hope
Super
Bruce
Mega
Willis
Boys in space.
is in it.
Oh my god.
Because
I
he's in
also think-
Armageddon.
They could do with some YouTuber cameos, I'm not gonna
Mhm.
lie. That would crack me up. I would love to see Markiplier in a fictional, super mega controlled YouTube sphere.
I don't know if Markiplier would touch their books.
I don't see why he wouldn't. I don't think they're on bad terms.
Yeah, no, I agree. I just think I don't know if I were him. I don't know about like the race, all the racist stuff in the first one.
Yeah.
I think I
He'd
would
be reading
really
it going, whoa, 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 Chica, whoa, whoa, whoa. And the text would fly across the screen.
Chica, do you believe this?
Chica, do you believe this BS?
I'm gonna call it
Chica,
right
stop
now.
eating my drywall.
Elon Musk is gonna be a big character in the next book. I'm
I
calling it
think
right
he
now.
will too, and if he is, I'm gonna put it down pretty fast. I'm tired of him being the punchline. I'm tired of seeing his name. I'm tired of him existing.
I'm just
Yeah.
upset because you're not on the same grind set.
You're right. You're right.
Are you talking about balding and taking advantage of your employees?
And inheriting an emerald mine. Damn, bro.
That
Not on
uses
that grind set.
South African slave labor.
Yeah, growing up in a. Well, we probably don't want to have this.
No.
We could talk about this at a not recorded
Yeah.
Well,
juncture.
Let me ask you, what do y'all think? Who do y'all think did a majority of? Could you tell
Matt.
what parts were written by who?
I feel like a lot of it is probably Matt, and then
I
Ryan
feel like-
went over it.
A lot of the sexual bits, that for sure.
Yeah.
I'd also wager the racism as well.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
I'm raising my eyebrows at you.
They did say they tried to make sure that they didn't use any like actually offensive terms to refer to people, and I was like, well,
There's
'Cause
some
they
ones
said
for
they-
Italians
they
in there, isn't it?
I don't know. I remember they specifically said they don't use the word thug in relation to anyone. But I don't know.
it still kind of crossed the line.
It's still pretty weird. Pretty
Also-
freaking edgy, bro.
Also, I really want some. We gotta have some character cameos. What was the name of the dude who was in the Discord? The one that they had
Penis
on the
Mike.
I want a penis
No,
Mike cameo.
fuck Penis Mike.
Oh,
Hold on.
Fucking hate Penis Mike. An annoying ass little bitch.
I
You
want,
don't have to be there, Devin.
I want Ryan's mom. No, not Ryan's. Actually, yeah, I want both their moms to save them at one point.
That would be pretty epic.
I would
Like,
love Ann
just
Watson.
Just a phone call to the Yakuza boss.
Stop harassing my son.
My little YouTuber boy.
Have Dale in there, and he's super sad and divorced, and
and
Matt's just
divorced.
Matt's just like chin up, sport, and like slaps him on the back.
Slaps him on the ass.
Yeah,
I want
that,
Dawn in there.
Oh,
that'd be pretty epic. Justin
but
could be in there.
Justin and Dawn. I want Justin and or Dawn to write their own like full chapter.
oh yeah.
What if it's just a chapter of just Justin's day editing a YouTube video and that's it?
Or I kind of want like the asteroid's about to approach and a day in the life of Dawn as he's hiding in an underground bunker.
That'd be pretty epic.
And it's just his thought process. Man, I wish I had a cheese head. Oh my
Just-
god.
Oh my
drawing
God.
Drawing a bunch of smut.
No, my Family Guy. My Family Guy
My-
box sets.
My unironic family guy. I think that's all I got on
Yeah.
the book.
Yeah, I think we covered all there is to talk about that book.
Kyler, Devin, you guys got anything you want to plug before I hit stop recording?
I
Um,
sure don't. I think I'm actually gonna pull the plug on any Twitter presence I remotely had with the guy we were talking about earlier buying the website. I think I'm gonna call it. I don't want to be anywhere at all
Yeah, that's
in
fair.
that space.
That's fair. I want to transition to Reddit more, but Reddit's
I don't know if that's any
No,
better,
it's-
but that is
like we were saying
primarily where I
earlier,
am.
Like, but all social media is just as bad as any other
Oh,
social
yeah.
media.
Yeah, it's
Without a
just an
doubt.
echo chamber.
But I don't know. I find myself on.
I'm gonna go move to Parlor, I think.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna move to Truth social media.
What was the
You know what? I'm gonna bring back MySpace.
okay? Yeah, that's what we should do. Unironically,
Mm-hmm.
Use
Like,
MySpace.
tonight I'll go set up a MySpace for Power Punch.
Put all of our stocks and money into it.
That's a good idea.
That or Nah, actually, I don't want. I don't even want any association with Tumblr.
Well, what about you, Devin? You got anything?
I guess.
All right. Well, I guess that's it.
Instagram post with hand. I'm usually doing stuff. That's about it.
What about
The TV show?
Yeah.
Yeah, TV show. It's TSTV, Butterfly Knot, all Asian cast, all Mandarin. Check it out. It was hard as fuck to make. Literally, I got 2 hours of sleep tonight editing. So yeah, check it out.
Okay. My Twitter @RyRyinRed until I go to Parlor. I guess that's it. Don't forget to like.